It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. And I am back in my garden at home. We recently wrapped the La Mesa Xeriscape hybrid project. And really, ever since I got back from the ranch, I haven't spent a whole lot of time out in my garden. We have been slammed. And my goodness, can you even with this? Look at this. These weeds have been here for so long that some of them have even gone to seed. And I wanted to take a minute to clean this up and talk with you and just inspire all of you to see, I'm not going to show you the rest of this hot mess. I mean, my whole garden this is basically a microcosm of my entire garden. But I'm not going to worry about that. I don't have the time, inclination, or energy to do maintenance all over my garden. But I do have a little bit of time right now. And I could be doing so many other things. I mean, honestly, what I would be doing right now if I weren't out here is probably a lot of nothing. Probably trolling around on my phone, maybe answering some emails, watching TV. I wouldn't be, even remotely productive. Not that you have to be productive every minute of every day, but for some of us, and I know many of you, gardening is therapy. So, by getting out here, the ground is still pretty soft. We did have some rains a couple of weeks ago, pretty significant ones. So look at these weeds are just coming up by the roots. This feels so amazing. And I'm just going to tackle this little area. Another challenge that I have in my garden now that I didn't before is that pine tree out in the open space. It's gotten so big and it's dropping needles everywhere.
When we first moved in, you couldn't even see it over the fence.
Yeah, when we first moved into this house, we've been here about 14 years now. You couldn't even see it over the wall. It was there, but it was really small. So, yeah, yuck. And now whenever we get a little bit of wind, I get a lot of pine needles. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. So what I have here besides weeds is sweet alyssum, which I love. And every winter it comes up and it's pretty until the weather starts to get a little on the hot side, and then it starts to look really straggly. But I allow it amongst my succulents because I just love it and it's pretty. Then when it's done and it starts to look real ratty, I just pull it all out. And then it comes back the next year with a vengeance. So I'm not concerned about yanking out some of that as I'm pulling these ragweeds. My gosh. We have a new project starting in a couple of days in Poway. This is a new Poway project, also an estate, not on the scale of Poway, but still beautiful, still big. We've been on the phone with KRC today, and Bart, their driver, actually did a drive-by of the property today so that he could kind of see what he was up against. We're going to be bringing some really, really big boulders in, some 4-footers, which, are upwards of 300 pounds a piece. So he has to he's going to have to place those with heavy equipment. So he wanted to kind of get a lay of the land ahead of time. So, we're in talks with KRC. We're going to have 2 giant, 20-ton of boulder delivered to that project. Bart's going to place what he can. Then Greg is going to rent a reach forklift again, kind of like what we did in Oceanside, for placing some of the other boulders that will come on day 2. I have Waterwise on tap. I'll be going there very soon to place my plant order with them, and then I'm going to have Caesar also bringing some beautiful plants from Sun Valley. I want to do a lot of really mature things in this yard because it's a big, big yard. And this will be phase 1 of gosh, I mean, it could be as many as 4 or 5 phases before we're done. But we're starting with the entry and the driveway flanks. So we're super excited. This one's been in the works for quite a while, for months. And now we're finally breaking ground. I am making so much progress, you guys. Thank you for hanging out and talking to me while I do this. So you're going to look out your window and you're going to go, oh my God, I can't even with it. It's just too much. Don't do that. Just put the blinders on. Find an area in your yard that speaks to you specifically that you can really make an impact in maybe an hour or 45 minutes or however long you want to give to it. And see how incredibly accomplished you feel. Oh, look, spawn of Satan. Yuck. Yes. Oops. Breaking my fire pit. Yeah, this fire pit, Greg, we just got a fire pit from Home Depot, the liner, stuck it on the ground. Greg dug a little hole, and then we just put rubble around the edges. And then we have a screen that goes over top when we actually burn wood. But we just love that little fire pit. Easy, too. Not a hard thing to do. All right. I would very much love to see what you guys can accomplish in 15, 20, 30 minutes in your own yards. So please DM me on Instagram at Laura Loves Succulents with some photos and a little description of what you're up to, what you're doing, so that I can see, and I will repost so that we can inspire each other.
You have to tag in your stories or their posts for you to repost it.
Yes, be sure and tag me, Hannah says, so that I can repost.
Because DMs and posts are different things, Mom.
Because Hannah says DMs and posts are different things. I believe, what are you? Are you a Gen Z or a millennial?
I don't care.
Yeah, Hannah doesn't care. She's young. She knows things. Okay, I'm about to the end of this. See? Look at me go. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to stand back and I'm going to look and I'm going to be so happy. And what's probably going to happen is even after this video ends, I'll probably stay out here till dark because now I'm excited. Now I'm inspired. Hadn't planned on staying out here all afternoon. We also have daylight savings time now. So that, it's light out till 7:30. I could stay out here for a long time if I wanted to. Okay. Oh, look, a flagstone. Who knew?
You shake it out the seeds for these, right?
Yeah. When I'm ripping it all out, I'll shake out the seeds so that I'm sure that we get another crop of Sweet Alyssum next year. All right. Almost there, Hanny.
Come on. My face is burning.
Hannah says her face is burning. It's pretty warm out.
83 degrees.
Okay, let's step back and take a look. I've got about a bucket of weeds here and detritus. Oh my gosh. Hells yeah, look at that. If that's not 100% better, I don't know what is. And yes, I'm totally inspired now to keep going. So, get out there, friends. Take an area that you can manage, tear in, and then pat yourself on the back for a job well done. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent encouragement of the day. Bye, guys.